Hello, welcome back. Tactical Tuesday with Johnny Tiger. The date is May 31st, 2022. Last week, we touched upon some tips and tricks on how to uh, improve your single leg takedown. Today, I'm going to show you the opposite side of the coin and talk about how to different ways of avoiding thwarting a single leg takedown. Now, without an actual moving person here to try to do the takedown on me, this is really hard to show. So we'll just have to use our imagination a little bit. I'm going to take you guys through a couple of the solutions and talk a little bit about the pros and cons and what may happen. Um, Obviously, as in most martial arts, as long as it works for you, uh, especially in a self-defense scenario, as long as it works for you, then it's the right technique. That's not going to be one that I would just say it's absolutely better or worse. I'm just going to say for myself personally, which one I prefer to thwarting single leg takedown. Now, if you have not thought about this, for a blind person, being nailed with a single leg takedown or double leg takedown is going to be like one of the most annoying thing uh, for me, especially the double leg takedown, because you can't see that coming. And yes, I know that some people are saying the super hearing daredevil stuff, but most of the time, by the time you hear the sound and you triangulate what's going on, you figure out what's going on, the person got you by the leg and you are fighting, trying to not go down, or you're trying to go down in a more graceful manner and regain the upper hand. So being grabbed by the leg is like one of the things of being a blind competitor or fighter. This is why, for me, I have put in a lot of hard work in how to thwart the leg takedown. So for single leg takedown, again to recap, just in case you have not seen the past episode, it means the person dive in and grab one of your leg, and now you're on one leg, you're standing on one leg, but they got you by the other leg. They can throw you, spin you, trip you, do all kinds of unpleasant things. They can even break your leg if they know what they're doing, right? One of the most standardized, anyone who's done some MMA or jiu-jitsu know, someone come in with a single leg takedown. Once they get hold of your leg, you sprawl, pop down into that push-up position and kick your leg out behind you. Now, obviously, the advantage of this move is if you time it right, works almost every time. Like that person is not going to be able to take you down because you just drop down on their back. You just pop down on their back, right? However, the con of the to get out of a single leg takedown with a sprawl is unless you yourself have enough Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background or any kind of ground fighting background, you suddenly uh, find yourself in a bad place, which means you are now on the ground. Yeah, you're on the person's back, but imagine, as I always point out, when we are in a self-defense scenario, we're not going to go by weight class. So the person who's assaulting me is not going to be around my weight. Most likely, it's going to be a lot bigger. So now I find myself on the ground. I'm on the back of this really big guy who might be a lot better at this stuff than me. After all, if he's going for a single leg takedown, then most likely he's doing that for a reason because he's good on the ground. But do I really want to go to ground with someone like that? Well, this might be a problem. And also, if that person, if that person uh, happen to have friends, this may also be very problematic. I don't know what all that noise in the background was. Anyway, so a second solution, which takes a lot less energy, is whenever the person come in for a single leg takedown, whichever leg they're going to grab, all you have to do is put your weight on your heel and straighten the leg. Okay, if you straighten the leg so you're standing straight on this leg and you keep your weight on your heel, the person can't pick your leg up. If you have someone at home that you can try this with, and try it. Like even if the person is 200 pounds and you yourself 90 pounds, if you stand like this and get them to pick up your leg, they might pick your whole person up if they're really strong, but they're not going to be able to pick up your leg. So this is a quick, easy solution. Now for myself, usually if I'm going for this solution, I will add a knee strike with my other leg. So I'm in my fight stand, my left leg forward, right leg back, and then the person diving in for my forward leg, I will shift my weight to my forward leg, straighten the leg so I'm standing. This takes the weight off my back foot, so my right knee can come up into the person's face. Because if they are diving down for my leg, their face is down at my stomach level, which means when my knee come up, get them right away. Right? So this sounds like a good solution. Now, the con of this particular solution is that while you're focusing on keeping your weight on this leg, this forward leg, there's hardly any weight on your back leg, which means if the person knows what they're doing, they can immediately switch gear and go for the other leg, and this leg will be a sitting duck, right? Or if you do the knee strike like I do, but the person's waiting for it, then you just give it to them. You know, they'll grab your whichever leg you're kneeing with, right? So that is the problem with this particular solution. Number three, another easy fix. If the person diving for my left leg, which is forward, all I have to do really is put the weight on this leg and turn my body to the side. So I'm side profile to the person. Okay? Now this is going to again make it very difficult for them to pick up my leg. As I mentioned before, the person's leg is very super strong, going inside, going inward, which means for the person to pry my leg out to the side, it's very difficult, especially if I'm standing on it. Right? And again, from this position with my side profile to them, and then trying to pick up my left leg, and all I have to do is hammer fist right into their side of their head or jawline or elbow. Right? Again, this is a quick solution that probably work if the person is not super strong. Because this is something you got to look out for. If you turn your side profile to the person can put a lot of, if they're super strong, all they have to do is put pressure on the side of your knee. And that leg is going to either get really badly sprung or you're going to break your knee. It's going to break your knee, right? So that is something you want to watch out for. Okay, so that a person's knee is strong forward and back. A person's knee is not strong side to side. So by presenting your side profile to the person, if they suddenly put pressure down on the side of your knee, you will find that yourself getting seriously injured. Next, of course, a very easy solution is just to snap that kick towards the person. Whenever the person diving in, you just snap that kick up towards their head and face. Okay? Now, this is yet another good solution. It's not one that is viable for me or any other people who are blind, of course, because we wouldn't be able to time it properly. Uh, we, because you need to watch it. So as soon as a person ducks down and come in, your leg come up to meet them. Right? Just take a really, really good timing. So any for our blind audience, for any of my blind students, this is not a viable option. But for you guys who have good coordination, good eyesight, this is definitely a good thing to do. When you see the head come down, when you see the person dropping down, coming towards you, kick, snap that kick into the head and face. That will sometimes result in a very one-shot knockout. Okay. Now, if you time it wrong, if you time it wrong, then you essentially just giving them your leg, right? Your leg won't have time to reset. So that is a problem with this particular approach. If you snap that kick, if you miss or if you don't hit them hard enough, then well, you just gifted them your leg. The last solution, and this is actually a little bit like two separate solutions packed into one, but they work on the same principle. Okay, which this last one is my personal favorite solution when people try to land a single leg takedown on me. The solution is control their head, redirect their head. Okay, so let's say I'm coming in low to grab Bruce's leg. If Bruce just simply put his forearm against my chin or face and shove my head back, I won't be able to pick up his leg. I can barely reach his leg when my head is tilted back. Okay? So this is one of the my personal favorite. Yes, when a person dives in, as soon as I feel them reaching for my leg, I feel their hand on my leg, I shove their head away from me, tilting their head upward. That will make it impossible for them to land that single leg takedown, and I won't have to go to the ground with them. I'm still standing. Now the second version of this thing is because some people will say, yeah, but a lot of people who know what they're doing when they're going for the single leg takedown, they put their head down, almost like they're going to headbutt you. This way you can't get their face. You won't be able to tilt their head back because the head is down like this, right? So this going to the second version of this technique for me is if their head is down and I can't tilt it back because I can't get under their head, then all I do is take my forearm and go straight down on the back of their neck and slam them face down either into my kneecap or down into the floor. Okay, so they're reaching for my leg and I go for the head, but I find the head is down. I snap my forearm down across the back of their neck. Right? Uh, when you're practicing, don't do that. Okay, or at least if you do it nice and gentle, you can do a lot of damage. You can paralyze the person if you hit them the way I just display it, like forearm chopping down the back of the neck. Okay, so be careful with that. So there you have it. All the ins and outs of different techniques to get out of single leg takedown. There are probably some that I did not cover, but I do not know every single martial art in the world, despite what some people think. Thank you for checking out today's Tactical Tuesday. We'll be back again tomorrow for Wisdom Wednesday. For now, have a good rest of the day. I need to go check on what the cat's broken. That those noises sound like something broke.